Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I gotta make this shit crazy. Okay, it is April 8th, 6 p.m. We're on the second floor of City Hall for the Common Council meeting. Agenda's been posted, media's been notified. Clerk, please take the roll call.
David Holt.
Here.
Stephen Jopek.
Here.
Eileen Daniel.
Here.
Carrie Michalowski.
Here.
Gerald Anderson.
Here.
Thomas Barnett.
Here.
Robert Luter.
Here.
Leanne Felton.
Here.
Chris Hannes.
Here. We do have quorum. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on to number 4, which is public comment. I have Ryan Berghammer.
Hello, my name is Ryan Berghammer, city resident, North Pelham Street, also employee of the city. I just wanted to speak in support of the design proposal for the skate park. I know it's on the agenda tonight, the money spent for that, and I think it's also very important that we go with a design professional and have a credible builder in mind to build this, because this is going to be an asset for the community. Rhinelander is on the map in several ways for the world to see, and a well-built skate park will increase that people recognizing Rhinelander and coming for tourism. Thank you.
Thank you. Was there anyone else for public comment? Any other alders have any public comment? Not seeing. Number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all do not apply for this meeting. Moving on to number 11A, which is new business. Discuss and/or action of meeting minutes from March 25th.
Holt, I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for March 25th, 2024.
Is there a second?
Jopek, second.
Okay. Motion and second. Any discussion? Do not seeing. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose? Those who abstain?
Abstain.
Okay, motion passes. Moving on to 11B, discuss and/or action of meeting minutes for March 5th for the Planning Commission. Mr. Anderson?
I move to accept the minutes of the March 5th Rhinelander Plan Commission meeting.
Holt, second.
Okay, there's a motion second. Any discussion? Not seeing. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose? Abstain? Minutes are accepted. Moving on to 11C, discuss and/or action of meeting minutes from December 13th of the Rhinelander Public Art Commission. And March 21st, sorry.
Barnett, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the December 13th and March 21st Rhinelander Public Art Commission meetings.
Michalowski, second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Not seeing. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose? Abstain? Minutes are accepted. Moving on to 11D, discuss and/or action approving the bills and claims for $1.3 million.
Daniel, make a motion to approve the bills and claims in the amount of $1,311,580.37.
Holt, second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Thomas Barnett.
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Carrie Michalowski.
Aye.
Bob Luter.
Aye.
Gerald Anderson.
Aye.
David Holt.
Aye.
Eileen Daniel.
Aye.
Stephen Jopek.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to 11E, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-38 to refer to our city administrator.
Thank you, Mayor Hannes. So this has been ongoing since, I think, before I got here. We've been talking about it a long time. I know that before I got here again, council had set aside $75,000 for the design and engineering of the skate park. We have been meeting, by we I mean me, Alderperson Barnett, Alderperson Michalowski, Melinda Childs from Art Start, and Jeremy Biolo, and how do you pronounce it? Soko. That's what I thought it was. We've been meeting for going on a long time to talk about this. We had put out an RFQ. We received qualifications and statements of proposal back. Hunger Skate Parks was the one that we thought was most able to do this. As Mr. Berghammer kind of said, they are a professional outfit that does this all over the country, and they do quality builds. With that in mind, we got a design proposal along with construction documents. Obviously, we'd have to bid out the construction later on, but for right now, this is what we have for design and construction documents. Looking at $50,000 is the base cost, and then there is travel. There's some other items that are in there, but they're based on how much they spend. Yes, sir.
I was just gonna, when you were done, I was gonna.
I'm done.
Oh, okay, then Barnett, I make a motion to approve the skate park design proposal from Hunger Skate Parks for the base cost of $50,000.
Nikolowski, second.
Okay, there's a motion second. Any other discussion? Mr. Anderson?
Okay, apparently this is for 50,000 plus their travel time and that kind of thing, right? So it's
Right, that's why I said base cost in the resolution.
based, oh yeah.
Yep.
The other question I had is probably for Mr. Sorensen. Is there any problem with putting out bids in which we say only, putting something out for bids where we say only those who have previous experience building skate parks can bid?
Yeah, you can put that in a specification. Sure, and I think you're going to see that when they put this final, this is only design, and then that'll go out to construction companies, and I'm sure that'll be one of their criteria, is they have to put together a vita of what their experiences are, and we can make a decision based upon their experience, or you can make a decision based upon those experience factors.
But we'll tell them in advance that
That's going to be one of the criteria. Yeah, I don't think you want to leave out, so you only get one bid, but I think you can ask that they provide you with that credential.
Was there any other discussion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Gary McLowski,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Eileen Daniel,
Enthusiastic, aye.
Stephen Jopek,
Aye.
Gerald Anderson,
aye.
Thomas Barnett,
Big eye.
Leanne Felton, Bob Luter.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Moving on to 11F, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-39. I refer to our chief of police.
The agreement that you have is the same agreement that went through probably 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and we had to start expanding our talent pool to those who are that hadn't put themselves through the academy. And all this, the only change in the current is to make the wage, the hourly rate of pay, marketable, more in line with other agencies to stay competitive. So that's the only change. It is considerably less than what they get starting as a patrolman. That wage takes place after they graduate. But during the time that they're at the academy, they get this reduced hourly rate of pay.
Barnett, I'll make a motion to approve the letter of agreement between WPPA Local 38 and the City of Rhinelander for hiring a recruit officer.
Holt, second.
There's a motion second. Any discussion? Mr. Anderson?
I had a number of questions. One is, what does the cost, what's the cost of the academy that we're committing to?
Yeah, the cost of the academy is $5,000, and upon successfully graduation, the state of Wisconsin Training and Standards pays that, so the city doesn't pay anything. The employee that we hired to attend the academy, they signed a contract with as part of their employment that if they don't pass the academy, then the city of Rhinelander is on the hook for that $5,000, and they would be in turn have to repay the city the $5,000 if they don't successfully pass the 720-hour academy.
Just a couple of other things that, what is protective status employee?
That's somebody who is then part of the union and within the union contract, meaning they're at step one wage, and then they're entitled to all the other benefits within their working agreement with the city of Rhinelander.
And will they be required to be accepted for the academy when they're hired?
Oh, yeah, we hire them just like we hire any officer. They have to go through a full background, psychological, medical, drug screening, and then we do a full, complete background investigation, checking the references and credit, and then when they pass that, then we signed an agreement with Nicolay College for them to attend. They have to meet certain requirements during the academy, physical, educational, and then they have to successfully pass the last 2 weeks of scenario-based training.
Okay. Does this kind of process help in retaining or keeping and retaining local people who are likely to stay?
Yes, the 2 people that we would sponsor are both local. Would probably, more likely, I'm pretty confident would stay within the community and stay within the department.
There's a paragraph that talks about concealed carry of weapons. Do we assume that the students or the probationary employees would be carrying weapons?
No, they would only be utilizing a weapon during the firearms portion of the recruit academy. It's something that we cover within a work agreement when we hire them or bring them on board, and we talk about what's the expectation during the 720-hour academy is you won't be in uniform, you won't carry a firearm, you don't have powers of arrest. Your time during the 720 hours for 5.5 months is to study and do well in the academy, and then once they graduate, then they get fully uniformed, and then we do swear them in. They have to be sworn in before the academy to meet the requirements of training and standards to be reimbursable. So that is something, but we don't give them, we talk about work rules, and that's one of them is you won't be armed, you won't have powers of arrest during the time you're there.
Is there a need to also instruct them on use of force rules?
That's all covered during the 720-hour academy. It's part of, you don't have powers of arrest, meaning you don't get involved, you're a good witness. You have a cell phone, you see something, you call those who are already hired to do that job.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Gerald Anderson,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek,
Aye.
Eileen Daniel,
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
Bob Luter,
Aye.
Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to 11G, discussion of city department heads at council meeting. Since Mr. Barnett made the motion, go to him first.
This isn't actually the motion I made, and I'm wondering if this is going to be a problem. I don't know why I didn't notice it until just now, but it says department heads council meeting attendance. That's not anywhere near close to what I wanted to discuss. It was how their reports are given. So that's technically not on the agenda. You can still discuss it. Can we? Yeah. So at the strategic planning meeting that we all went to, we discussed a bunch of ways to move the city forward and had a really good strategic planning lined up. We even put a bunch of stuff on a vision board and all that. It was a great learning experience, and there was a bunch of smaller items that were discussed that should be able to be implemented almost immediately. I mean, we went to this thing, we paid money for it, so we should start implementing stuff. And one of the things that even made it to the vision board that could happen the very next meeting, next month's first meeting, is how the department heads give their reports. Has nothing to do with attendance, and we already went that route. We already talked about, we're good with them not coming to the meetings. But Carrie had discussed with one of the city employees quite openly, and one of the employees had mentioned that they would love to give more in-depth reports, but they were told, I'm assuming by the previous administration, that this is how you give a report, this is all you say, and that's it. And I think they're still operating on that. So I thought that we could have a discussion on how the rest of council would like to see in the report. What do you want to see in the reports? And if necessary, let's change that format of the way they give reports. Carrie, you want to talk on what you were talking about?
I think it was just to the effect of, the reports are so similar every month, and it's just basically a bunch of statistics for a lot of the departments. And you don't really get a good feel of like really what's going on in the department itself. It's just, you know, what they think we want to know, and, you know, then a laundry list of what they're working on and what they're going to work on. But it doesn't really like give an idea per se as to what maybe some issues might be, or maybe some solutions they want from council, or, you know, more of a dialogue, I guess, versus just a bunch of statistics. And that's kind of what I was looking for. And I know based on our discussion at the strategic planning, it was, you know, it's not like to have, I know previously the department heads would always be at these meetings, and you could have a discussion with them, but I don't want to put anyone, you know, on a hot seat or anything, and that's not the intention. It's just to have more open communication with the department heads and council. So what that looks like, I'm not sure of, but that's the idea that we were looking at.
Mr. Barnett?
So to piggyback on that, it kind of a compromise, you know, we understand that there's family life and all that, and the last thing they want to do is come to a city council meeting on a Monday night when they get kids in sports and all that kind of stuff, and that's completely understandable. But I would like to know what it would take for the council to put a different request on how, you know, what's in the reports from our department heads. Is that just something that we can request without making a motion or anything, or do we got to make a motion to do that?
They're your staff.
Tell me what you'd like in there. And
we just want them to know that if they have some concerns, you know, that they feel council should know about, that they can put that in the report.
Sure. I'd like to go on record, though, and say I've never once stifled department heads.
Oh, I know. They told me that it was previous administration's layout that they were not allowed to separate from.
Sure.
So.
In fact, I've encouraged staff or department heads to give you as much information as humanly possible.
Okay.
They're busy people, so, you know, they don't have
Sure.
all the time to sit down and write everything. But if somebody could give me an idea of what you're looking for, I mean, I don't necessarily think that a tome's going to be something you want either.
No.
So, I mean, I think you'd want something in between. But if I'm given some direction, that's reasonable. I mean, I don't have an issue with that.
I'll work on something. Maybe everybody else can write up what they want to see in the reports from our department heads and give them to Patrick, and then we can all then you get a kind of a combination of what everyone's looking for and just kind of come up with something from there.
Well,
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I mean, part of my mind goes to, this is a document that will be in the archives forever for the city government. You know, it's recorded, it's a written document. Do you have any issue with any of the elected officials reaching out to the department heads just to have a conversation from time to time?
Absolutely not.
So
Absolutely
maybe
not.
it'd be better if you guys, as you see fit, just reach out and talk to your department heads.
I
You know,
Just be real careful, because technically Patrick is their boss and you're not. Patrick should really be the screener. If Patrick says, okay, this is what you want to talk to him about, that's okay, but you should also document that, Patrick, if you're doing that.
Absolutely.
Because you don't want direct line from a councilman to a department head, because then that starts, they don't work for the council, they work for the city administrator. And you don't want them believing that there's somehow been a change in the power structure of the city.
Absolutely, but I also realize that a number of people sitting at this dais right now go already to department heads, so it's, you know, kind of like giving permission for something you're already doing. So I understand it. It's a small town. It's how it's worked. Mr. Sorensen's correct, though. I mean, you did hire me for a reason. You hire an administrator for a reason. So, I mean, I would love for you to come to me, but I know people go to Brian, people go to Lloyd, people go to Wendy, people go to Veronica. You know, you guys, it's a small town. I get that too. Just what I would ask is respect their time and don't inundate them with, you know, a million questions, because they have a lot of things to do. So, and you can crunch my time all you'd like.
Mr. Jopek?
I think looking at the reports every month, there's some inconsistencies that I don't think are that big of a deal. But one thing that I appreciate is in some of them, like I'm looking at IT department, and I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just using examples. Water utility, those ones are ones that they have number 1 on their report that says for your immediate attention. That I like to look at and just see like what are the things that I need to know about that I might need to bring up in council or bring up as a future agenda item. Not every department has that, and that's, again, this is something that's been going on forever, so I don't know. But I do like that one of that
Priority.
immediate attention. 'Cause
Priority.
That's them communicating. This is the priority within the 30, 60, 90 framework. This is the thing that I should be aware of, so that then we can talk about it, or I can bring it up when we get to the future agenda items. To me, that consistency would be good. Overall, the reports don't, like, I find them they have all the information that I think I need to know as a high school history teacher. But that number 1 thing, I think, is the one thing that I really appreciate, because it does tell me. And when it's blank, that tells me that there's nothing immediate that really I need to be barking up a tree for.
I don't think there's anything that should stop us or preclude us from organizing them a little bit better. You're right, there are 12 different reports, generally speaking. That's everybody's own personal flair, how they're putting it down, or how they learned it from their predecessor. So, but we can get something that's more organized. That makes absolute sense to me.
I don't know if Mr. Holt had anything still, or?
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to add to that, in terms of the delivery of reports at council meetings prior to the plague, the one thing, I mean, having too many of them definitely gets a little bit cumbersome, but there is one attribute that I think did have some value, which was visibility. The ability for department heads to make a comment about what they're up to in the city, and not only a focus on if there's a concern or a problem, but as a public meeting that is being viewed, watched, that has certainly not pre-pandemic levels of attendance, but we had a lot then, to give department heads kind of an opportunity to just explain what their department's up to that previous month or so. And I don't think it's something that we need to change policy on, but it was something that I think did have a degree of value to it as an informative and visibility issue.
Mr. Anderson?
Well, I want to agree with that. I think, to the extent of saying, I think it's valuable for department heads to be here from time to time, at least, so that we get to know them a little bit and they get to know us as a body, not as individuals coming to them. And I understand the distinction between trying to, as older persons, meddle in the departmental business, but I think there should be too much of a separation also, where we're seen as something foreign to their daily operations, and I think I can go too far that way. I have had very little problem with the reports as they've been given. They aren't all the same, so I don't know, they aren't following all the same playbook. But I think the idea of having them state their major concerns, if they have any that month, not to make up some just to fill a box, that's useful. And, you know, it helps me feel I know what's going on, even to know what the canine unit is doing, or what's happening at the sewage plant, the kind of reports they're doing. I think that's something that in some sense we need to know about. But I don't totally want to give up on the idea of having them come from time to time and speak in person.
Any other discussion? Okay. Moving on to number 12, monthly reports from departments. Oh, sorry. So 11H, discuss and or action of updates from city attorney regarding transfer. I don't know of anything. I don't know if you have anything, Steve?
No, I talked to the mayor about today, and we're putting a priority on it. We're gonna get it done.
So, any questions or anything from council? Okay. Moving on to number 12, monthly reports from departments.
Daniel, I'll make a motion to accept the monthly reports from departments as presented in our packet.
Holt
Anderson,
second.
second.
Yeah, Holt started first, sorry. So motion by Daniel, second by Holt. Motion second, any discussion? Not seeing, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those who oppose, those who abstain, monthly reports are received. Moving on to 13, if someone would like to take us into closed session.
Daniel, make a motion to move into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85, paren E, close paren, for the purpose of deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. One, deliberation upon the potential sale of city-owned property at 1112 North Stevens Street.
Joe Peck second.
Motion and second. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Leanne Felton,
Aye.
Bob Luter,
Aye.
Eileen Daniel,
Aye.
Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
Gerald Anderson,
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek,
Aye.
David Holt.
Aye.
Motion passes. It is 6:26 and going into closed session. It is 6:39 and 48 seconds. We are back from closed session. I refer to Ms. Daniel, Council President.
Daniel, make a motion to not make a decision on the property at 1112 North Stevens Street at this time due to the council's desire to put in place a policy on such transactions as we move forward into the future.
Hold second.
Okay, motion second. Any discussion? Ms. Mikulowski?
I believe we wanted to have that policy by the second meeting in May.
Okay, you're amending your motion?
I will amend the motion to say that we would like to see that policy in front of City Council at the meeting on May 2nd.
And
Is
second.
that May 2nd, or is it going to be May 9th? Because it's the first meeting is the second Monday in May.
May 9th. No, wait a minute. I don't know. The first meeting in May, which is the second Tuesday of the month.
Second Monday of the month.
Are you getting all that?
Might have a slight bit of short timers here. I don't know. Things have gotten silly
A little senioritis here.
a little bit.
May 13th? May 13th.
May 13th.
Okay, does the person who seconded agree with the May 13 amendment?
I do.
Okay, so we have to vote on the amendment. All those in, clerk, please take the roll call on the amendment.
Eileen Daniel,
Absolutely.
David Holt,
Definitely.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek,
Aye.
Thomas Barnett,
Aye?
Gerald Anderson,
Aye.
Leanne Felton,
Aye.
Gary Mikulowski.
Aye.
Okay, amendment passes. Now back to original motion. Any discussion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
David Holt,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek,
Aye.
Eileen Daniel,
You betcha.
Gary Mikulowski,
Aye.
Gerald Anderson,
Aye.
Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Motion passes. Moving on to Ms. Daniel.
Before the meeting ends, I just want to, this is my last meeting, so just wanted to say it's been an honor and a privilege. Thank you for the 4 years, and I look forward to seeing all the great things you guys are going to do in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you.
So moving on to number 15, future agenda items. Anything anyone would like to add? Okay, not seeing. Moving on to number 16, reorganization of the Common Council will be on Tuesday, April 16th at 6 p.m. at this location. Next regular council meeting will be Monday, April 22nd at 6 p.m. at this location. It is 6:42. Meeting adjourned.